Hello viewers, this is your captain speaking, Scruffy of Scruffy Tam Airlines. I hope you're going to enjoy my next several videos as I fly across the United States in different aircraft playing Microsoft Flight Simulator. This is a new series. Yes, I know it's been a while since I've posted a video, but my energy is renewed. Each time I stream, I'll be taking the video from Twitch and posting it here. So be sure you come back, watch each installment each week as we fly across the United States, checking out different sightseeing areas. Some pretty exciting, some not so much, but we'll have fun nonetheless. If you enjoy my videos, please hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/ScruffyTam. See you soon. Take care. Good. What is this? Wednesday evening. Let me get some light on me. I was so busy fixing my my light beams in the back that I forgot to turn on my camera and forgot to turn on my spots. Well, welcome everybody. How is everyone doing this afternoon? This evening, actually, for me. It is currently 9:20 p.m. my time. Good to see everybody. Off stream, actually, I think on stream last time maybe I streamed. I started my cross-country flight with my Cessna it's just the basic Cessna that you get with Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm actually just using an Xbox controller right now from my flight controller. So my flights are somewhat of a struggle. But I have made it I started at Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and I'm in Alabama right now. And so my plan is to fly to one or two more airports heading west. Hey Hannah, how are you? Good to see you this evening. I hope you're doing good. I hope you had a good day. And so then once I get out west, I've got a plan to fly back across the United States, a more scenic route. My route this time isn't so much scenic. I just wanted to fly across and back. But once I get into Texas, I think I've got some scenic areas in Texas we'll take a look at. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get the map pulled up. I've actually got to pull up my GPS too. I use little nav map for my GPS. I'm going to get it pulled up so I can see which airport to plug in for my next airport. And it is going to be, so right now I'm in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and our next landing is going to be in Hattiesburg. Not sure exactly where Hattiesburg is. Let's see if I can figure it out. KPIB. We're gonna set that as a departure. There we go. Okay. I need to make. I am doing fantastic. Thank you very much. I'm really doing well. I appreciate that. Okay, let me. I'm gonna go ahead and switch to the game. There we go. So I'm using little nav map. I'm not sure where this airport's located at. Let me do a quick search. I'm not sure if this is Alabama or not. Oh, Hannah, thank you for the host. I appreciate that. Thank you, friend. How are you guys doing? You just answered that question. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get my screens so I can see chat, and I can see my notifications and see my game and see my nav map. Okay, so my question was, where is KPIB? Oh, Mississippi. Okay, so we're gonna be flying from Alabama into Mississippi. That's our plan for tonight. And I'm not gonna fly at night because night flying is kind of boring, first of all. Yeah, me too, Hannah, me too. But tomorrow I don't have to go into work until 12 or 1. So on the days that I don't have to go in until a little bit later, then I stay up later, and then I try to stream tomorrow morning also. So we'll see how tomorrow morning goes. But I thought I'd go ahead and stream tonight for maybe an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. 2 hours is probably gonna be stretching it though. Yeah, kind of surprised myself too, Hannah. All right, so I've got the time set to 2:24 p.m., which is much more easy to fly. Actually, I'm gonna make it just a little bit darker. Let's make it 3:45. Let's get this thing in the air. Head from Alabama to Mississippi. This is gonna be a pretty long flight. Not sure exactly how long this is expected to take. Oh no. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm starting out at the wrong airport. I meant to start out in Tuscaloosa. I picked the wrong. That's supposed to be my destination, not my departure. Totally messed up. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the main menu. Well, thank you, Hannah. Good to see you as well. All right, so KTCL. This will return you. Yes, I do want to continue to the main menu. I'm actually looking at trying to get a helicopter too, because some of these places I would rather have a helicopter where I can kind of hover. Let's see, was it KTCL? KTCL. Yes, Tuscaloosa. Okay, this is where I was flying last time. I landed here actually last night, off stream. I'm gonna set this as the departure. Tuscaloosa, Alabama. So Hattiesburg, Mississippi is where we're going. So I finally got my GPS working. I got the right airport as the departure airport. As we travel coast to coast across the United States. Actually landed at this airport at night, and I'm horrible at night flights. All right, here we go. I'm cleared for takeoff. All right, let me take off my parking brake. That always helps. There we go. I'm gonna hold my regular brakes and then get my RPMs up, so I have a pretty quick takeoff here. And here we go. We are rolling. Doesn't take long to reach rotate speed here, which is where you leave the ground. I'm in this little airplane. There we go. We have liftoff. Turn on some cabin lights. There we go. There's not a whole lot to see until I get up to speed or up to altitude. I like to fly at 3,000 feet. It's a nice, kind of high enough where you clear obstacles. but you're not so high that you really can't see stuff on the ground. Once I get up there and get to a cruising altitude, I'll also show you guys the nav map, the map that I use. It's pretty slick. All right, so we're at 1,000 feet now. And let me show you this. So you hear the beeping? See this light flashing? So what it's telling me is that I'm gonna bring my radar over here. I mean my little nav map. This is a flight that is another player in Microsoft Flight Sim that's getting close to me. So that warning is just a warning that I am in close proximity to another aircraft. Pretty awesome that little nav map integrates that. It also integrates real aircraft as well, so real air traffic will also be shown in that map. Pretty impressive stuff. I'm going to go ahead and adjust my trim where I usually like it, which is 0.4 of a degree. So we're getting close to being level. I got 1,000 more feet and then I'll level out. We'll do some looking around. See the sights. See all the sights. Actually, I need to turn to the left just a touch. Get back on my flight plan. All right, I'm gonna let the plane go ahead and level itself out. It looks like it's gonna nosedive, but you'll see that it'll pick back up. If you look at the altimeter, this is the altimeter. Starting to gain altitude again, so we're at 2,200, 2,300.
X-ray Golf Sierra, leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
So it's gonna bobble just a little bit up and down, and then I'll go ahead and start throttling down to even things out.
Birmingham approach Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra is type Cessna 152 4 miles southwest of Tuscaloosa at 2,500 feet. Request flight following.
Cessna Alpha Sierra, X-ray Golf Sierra Birmingham approach. Squawk 0 tree 45.
Squawk 0 tree 45 Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra.
All right, there we go. Talking to the tower.
Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra radar contact 5 miles southwest of Tuscaloosa 2,700 feet. Altimeter 29.902.
Roger, Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra.
All right. Still gaining some altitude. Let me slow down just a little bit. All right, and we'll go ahead and look out the window. I'm not sure what river this is. If this is the Mississippi River, could be, but I'm not 100% sure. The radar map that I use, well, not the radar map, but the nav map that I use doesn't really show me what that is. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit and tell. No, that's the Black Warrior River. So what we saw right there, this is the Black Warrior River, not the Mississippi, and I'm still gaining altitude rather quickly, so I'm gonna go ahead and slow down just a little bit more, which will bring my altitude, just trying to level my altitude out a little bit. Once a real aircraft gets on my navigation map, I'll show y'all what it looks like and that it's a legit real aircraft. But there's actually another sim player that we are almost parallel with each other. I'm not sure what their altitude is. Let's see what their altitude is. Oh yeah, they're at 30,000. They're almost at 35,000 feet. So no danger of us colliding or anything. In fact, even if I look up, we're not going to be able to see them because they're to my left. They're probably about right there. You know something else? I need to use my green screen when I stream Flight Sim, don't I? Trying to get rid of that bar right there. I'm sure there's a way I can get rid of the that bar right there on the top. Have to play around with that. All right, let's take a peek out the windows again. Actually, you know what I can do, and this is a pretty cool view here too. The external view, we can kind of look around this way. Pretty cool. And I like the way that even the engine sounds change with the position of the camera. Not a whole lot to see right here out in rural Alabama / Mississippi. Rural. We're in the rural areas of the United States. Some farmland, some wooded areas. Put my comm unit back up. Good. Jump back in the cockpit. Flying like Superman behind the plane. Oh gosh, I'm really high too. Let me go ahead and slow the plane down a little bit. You can see that I'm still gaining altitude. If the needle's going clockwise, I'm gaining altitude. And right now I'm at 4,000 feet. It's higher than I like to be. So I'm just gonna slow the engine down a little bit. And that'll gradually help me bring that altitude down just a little bit. So right now, look here, this is the, this is what I call the fine tune. Anything above zero, I'm gaining altitude. Below zero, I'm losing altitude. So you can see that the way I've got it adjusted now, I'm still gaining altitude. Let me slow my engine down a little bit more. Trying to get to that, maybe like 1 mark below zero. What's up, Kung Fu Kangaroo? Hey, Crafton Sean. What's up, gentlemen? How are y'all? Good to see you all. Hope everyone's good. Yeah, I've actually done a lot of flying, Kung Fu. I'm flying from Alabama into Mississippi in my trek across country. Yeah, I have learned a lot, just kind of trial and error. Oh, 5 minutes of squid voice. Heck yes, thank you for that. I love squid voice.
5 minutes of squid voice, courtesy of Crafting Sean. Thank you for that, Sean. I hope everyone is doing really well. I'm doing fantastic, thank you. So now you can look and see on the, what I call the fine-tune adjustment. I'm slightly below zero, so you'll see this altimeter slowly start going counterclockwise. And I'm gonna creep it back to about 3,000 feet. I love the squid voice too. So Kung Fu, I did play around last night with stalling the plane. Just going up as high as I could in altitude until the plane stalled and started drifting down. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, voice changers are pretty fun. No, I'm on the way back. On the way back, I'm flying over the Rockies. So on the way to the West Coast, there's not a whole lot of scenery. But on the way back, I did plan to go to over Vegas, Las Vegas, and then to the Rockies. I think the Salt Flats.
Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra contact Columbus approach on 135.6. Good day.
I don't have my, there we go.
135.6 for Cessna
Oh
X-ray
well,
Golf
I was a
Sierra.
little late on that.
Columbus approach Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra 4,100 feet.
Yeah, so my plan,
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra Columbus approach altimeter 29.9.
my plan takes me to, New Orleans, so my next stop's gonna be in New Orleans after I land, at this little airport in Mississippi. I'll be going to New Orleans, and then I think this is Houston, which I've flown into the Houston airport before. This is Dallas Fort Worth. Yeah, it's my own plan. It's my own plan. So then we'll go to Dallas, and then we'll go to San Antonio, which I love San Antonio. So I fly over that, and then on over. Fly up the coast of California from the south up to, I think it's Los Angeles, then over to Vegas, Colorado Springs, Salt Lake City, well, Salt Lake City, then Colorado Springs. So I don't know, we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. Something I came up with. Oh, I love this program. It's pretty amazing. So that's what y'all don't see off screen. That's how I keep up with where I'm going, is by using this program that Kung Fu Kangaroo told me about. It's called Little Nav Map. It's amazing. It is pretty cool. And then once I do this, I'll start traveling the world. So let's look around a little bit. There's not going to be a whole lot to see right now. It's just all rural farmland and forest. One really cool feature that I like is being able to look outside the plane too. Literally outside the plane. Kim, thank you so much. Holy crap, 10 months. Thank you so much for the resub. I give Kim a shout out. Actually, I need to shout everybody out. Be sure to check out the average Kim if you have not already. Yes, you can fly anywhere in the world you want to. Oh, thank you, Kim. And everyone give Kim some hype, too.
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much. I'm slightly addicted to this game, so even when I'm not streaming in my free time, this is what I do. And I blame Kung Fu Kangaroo and another streamer called Coldie Bear, Coldie Bear, Coldie Bear, for my addiction to this game. So yeah, Sean, I highly recommend this game if you have any interest at all in flying. This game is as close as you can get, I guess, to actually flying. Did I change the graphic settings of the game? No, yeah, it's definitely all Furu's fault. No, I have not changed any graphic settings at all. I did I did order a yoke and throttle controls. The Logitech. They were readily available, and the other ones were just a little cost prohibitive. So we'll see how they work out. All right, slowly losing altitude, and that's what I want to do. You know, and I know it's probably boring to a lot of viewers, but literally I have sat here for hours and just looking at this right here. Just looking at the instruments and flying. I love this. I love this game. It really is common. Even the sound, you know, I guess a lot of people would think that the sound would get old, but I love that sound of the plane's engine and then the wind rushing. It's just really, it's really soothing until I go to land, and my landings still are horrendous. But I mean, you know, landing a plane with a thumb joystick is my excuse right now. We'll see what my excuse is going to be after this weekend. But that's my excuse now. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Yeah, and I've always been fascinated with flying and flight. And once I watched a couple streamers do this sim, I was like, I've got to do this. Got to do this. Y'all, I've got this plane that I can't say it's stalking me because it's at 35,000 feet, but this thing has been all around me the whole time I've been flying tonight. This one right here, and it's another sim player. But they're at 35,000 feet, so it's not like they're actually stalking me, but this one plane has been around me the whole time, and they're going rather slow for a jet. Well, not really. 511 knots, but you'd think that plane would be moving a lot quicker than that when I'm only going 95 knots. Thrustmaster 16,000 M, stick throttle pedals. That's, oh, wait a minute, let me snap a picture of that. I need to check that out. Cause I've got some jobs with my side business coming up that are pretty good. I got a wedding, not this coming Saturday, but next Saturday. Yes, I am. And got a couple drone jobs coming up next too, so yeah. All right, my socks of the day. Let me get it where I can see my camera. There we go. All right, my socks of the day. On the right foot, I've got my red socks with reindeer, and then on the left foot, I've got my blue socks with pink cacti. And those, my friends, are my socks of the day. I'm actually pretty excited. I've got a new pair of socks that were free. I went to a it wasn't really a teachers convention. It was what's the name of the thing? Automobile Service and Technology Expo. So it was for owners of car repair shops. It's 5 hours away from here, so me and my boss drove up there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of last week. And there's a lot of vendors and stuff, and they give oh, there's a golf course. Looks like a golf course anyways. They have a ton of giveaways and free handouts. So I was just like grabbing stuff left and right that they were giving away, and got home, and one of the things was that there's a part store here in the United States called Napa, and it was a pair of Napa socks. pair of Napa socks. I was pretty stoked about that. I posted it on either Twitter or Instagram, one of the two. But I'll be wearing them soon. They just got washed today. Yes, yellow and blue. You got it. And that's the color of the socks too. All right, we're flying pretty level, and slowly what I was wanting to do is slowly lose some altitude, and looks like we're doing that. So I'm gonna switch to the outside camera to look around. This might be the Mississippi. Might be the Mississippi River we're coming up on now. I'm gonna look on my map and see if I can tell what it is. Oh, this stupid thing. It won't stay zoomed in for me. No, this is not. This is not the Mississippi either. It might be after my next stop before we fly over it. Okay. I have no idea. I mean, I'm fairly good with knowing where things are in the world, but not that well versed on where the Mississippi River is. So I could have already flown over it and not known it. Or I may end up flying over it and never know it. We'll see. The only time I've seen it in real life was when I was in New Orleans. And it wasn't as huge as I thought it would be. I guess I thought it was going to be like super massive, which I mean, it's big. Whoa, check out the pattern. Check out the pattern right here. So you can tell they must have had some flooding or something. See how the river has made grooves in the earth right there, where it's tried to flow different directions. And right here is, I guess, the most recent. That is freaking amazing. That's what I like about flying. What happens if I fly? Of course, not a thing. I can fly wherever I want to fly. In fact, I'll show you. I'm not on course right now. So my course that I made for myself is this purple line, and it's from the airport I took off at to this airport. But I can go off course all I want to check things out. All I want. This is just to keep me in line so that I know where my destination airport is. But you can fly wherever you want. However low you want, however high you want. Of course, if you fly too low, you crash, which I've done multiple times. But one reason I'm letting myself fly off course to the right is the airport that I'm landing at. And I know a little bit about airports and stuff just from my drone business. I had to learn some of this stuff. So the airport I'm landing at, even though my purple line heads this direction, the actual runway is positioned north-south. So 180 degrees and 360 degrees of the compass. So what I'm going to do is fly out this way a little bit and then fly straight in here to land on runway 18, which is the 180 degree mark of a compass. Oh, thank you, Kim. I appreciate that. It's a resub, Kim. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Go to bed, get some sleep so you can be a good nurse to all your patients. Thank you. Yeah, I'm kind of torn between this and the Jeep, just to be honest. So trying to be frugal. But thank you. Have a good night, Kim. Sleep well, friend. All right, let's have another look outside. I guess that's probably too small to be a golf course, but that grass looks really golfy. Kind of like this area right here looks really golfy too, but that's too small too. In my humble opinion, I'm not a golfer, but I've seen plenty of golf courses. All right, still got a ways to go. I'm gonna switch back to the outside camera again. Have a look around outside. And what's really cool, Sean, is that it uses satellite imagery. So this is real. Like, I have flown over my house. In the airport, there's an airport within a half mile of my house. I took off from there and landed there twice, and it looks identical to the airport here. So I've flown over my neighborhood, and because this is satellite imagery, it's pretty freaking close. There are some places where they use photogrammetry, which is where someone like myself has a drone or satellite imagery that they actually take a more high resolution photo and stitch them together. And it also gives a 3D aspect to it as well. Once you get close to the ground, it's actually more realistic than just a flat satellite image. I have not, to my knowledge, run across any of those yet. And then there's places like this. See, this looks grayed out to me. So this must be a sensitive area. Now that could just be black water with piers, but it looks to me like it's kind of grayed out or blacked out. You can fly over them, and you know, that was a question I had too, Sean. I wondered about that. And I would imagine that they would probably be like this, that they'd be great, that they'd be grayed out. But if you think about it, it would be nothing more than you could do if you went to Google Earth and looked. Because that was kind of a question I had, was what's to keep, you know, some spy from flying over a military base and, you know, looking to see what we have. But they can do that with Google Earth, which is pretty much all we're looking at here is Google Earth images. So yeah, that's one place that's on my bucket list, is what they call Area 51 in the United States. It's where supposedly we have aliens that are in captivity in Area 51. So I want to find out where that's at and just fly over it just for the heck of it and see, you know, what they've got. They probably got everything hidden. But anyways, kind of our United States lore. But again, if you have any interest at all in flying, it actually will train you how to, what all the parts of the plane, not all the parts of the plane, but all the parts of the plane that make it fly, what they do, how to use the yoke, the pedals for the rudder. It's pretty educational. And so it's not necessarily easy to take off or land to begin with. They actually train you. They have someone, you know, walking you through step by step. So it's pretty freaking cool. Oh, okay. So you like sci-fi stuff? Yeah, you've heard of Area 51 then. Like I said, I could sit here for just, and I have literally sit here for hours and just fly and look outside. from what I'm told, real pilots actually use this as training. And I have flown one time with I was a co-pilot, I guess. But it was so long ago that, but yes, it's super, super realistic, especially if you get all the flight controls and stuff. This is really cool. Let's go check this out. Some sort of farm. Huh. Wonder what kind of farm that is. I could fly down and get, well, shoot, I could fly down and get really low, but I would still not know what kind of farm it is, so I'm not gonna do that. Actually, I'm gonna switch back to my cockpit view. There we go. Because I kind of had a feeling that I was nose diving, but I wasn't. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get back on track. That's just a really interesting way that they had that land laid out. So, Sean, to answer your question, I wouldn't think that you could jump off of Flight Sim and you know, jump in a plane and fly it, but you would have a leg up on someone that had never done it before. Because you still need to understand the navigational maps and all that. Understand all the airspace and all that mess, but still, I mean, the controls, and I have learned just in my little bit of time flying this, I've learned pretty much all these gauges. And of course, I mean, this isn't a really complicated plane either, with a ton of different gauges and stuff. All right, let's go to external view again. Good Lord, I need to work on my my automatic notifications that pop up. Because yes, I do have a YouTube channel, but it's not current. I need to put some more content, some of this content on there. I think I probably could. If all the pre-flight stuff was done. So there's certain pre-flight checks you have to do. Like you check the rudders and the ailerons, the flaps, make sure all that's working. Then you're supposed to do a fuel sample to make sure there's no water in the fuel, make sure the fuel is doesn't have any impurities. Sure what highway that is. So I think I could probably get us in the air, but landing, we probably need Kung Fu Kangaroo with us. Landing would be a totally different story. Sometime, if to talk about other streamers that stream this sim, the only ones that I've watched is Kung Fu Kangaroo, and then there's another guy called Coldy Bear, COLDIEBEAR, Coldy Bear. I've jumped in a couple other people's channels, and they were just like snooty, and their community wasn't very nice at all. I mean, I accidentally called this a game, which apparently is a huge no-no, and got pretty much shamed out of the channel for that. But Coldy Bear is really new to streaming. He's only got 38, I think, followers. Only has, I think he's got a 1 monitor setup. Oh yeah, I hate gatekeepers too. Oh, I love this game. Yeah, Kung Fu Kangaroo he does an amazing job streaming it. He's got the setup and everything. And yeah, I know, right? Don't be calling it a game. Yeah, and that's exactly what I said too in their chat. I said, oh, I love this game, I just got it, and like I got shamed out of the channel. Oh, thank you for shouting Kung Fu out. Kung Fu Kangaroo, you normally stream at night though, right? Because we're the same time zone. Coldy Bear is in Australia, and he usually streams around 11 or 12 midnight his time, which ends up being mid-morning Eastern time. I'm not sure how that translates for you, Sean, but he's a really cool dude. He doesn't have notifications set up. He actually looks at chat on his cell phone while he's streaming. Only has 1 monitor, so he's not like a really high-tech streamer or anything because he's brand new, but a really cool guy. I highly recommend. He does some cool flights too. Today he was doing a tour of Antarctica, and it was like snowing and raining. It was horrendous weather, but he landed in the snow. It was pretty freaking cool. Oh, thank you, Hannah. Anytime goes right now. I understand. Oh, an Australia long flight? Heck yeah. Once I get super comfortable, I just realized I'm gaining altitude again. Once I get super comfortable with a Cessna, I'll probably go back to that other plane with the dual props or something. And I definitely want to get a helicopter too. I definitely want to get a helicopter. Oh, you won't regret it, Crafting Sean. So Kung Fu Kangaroo is the Average Kim's husband. If you know the Average Kim, that's Average Kim's husband. Yeah, it is real-time flying. It's exactly like real-time flying, and it's probably not the best for, I don't know, because my theory is always the best thing to stream is what you love. So I'm gonna say it's probably not the best thing for viewers because it's kind of boring, but I can tell you, I can sit here for hours and just look at this view right here that we're looking at. But I can understand that for some people it's kind of boring because, you know, there's no excitement of a game. But yeah, it's real-time flying. It's gonna take me as long to get from that airport to the next airport as it would in real life. Yeah, I love it, and you know, I've always said it's what I tell a bunch of other streamers. You stream what you love and people will come watch you. So here I am. I'm streaming what I love.
First of all, hey, settle down. Take it easy. What the scallop? I'm a goofy goober.
Speaking of followers, Cody Derek, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. Seriously, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Welcome to what I call the sock drawer. I am Scruffy Tam, a longtime streamer, longtime gamer, excuse me. Been streaming for a little over a year now, but I love crazy mismatched socks, hence the name sock drawer. I also have a dedicated sock cam. So if you ever want to see what socks I'm wearing, hey, Derek, can I just call you Derek? Is that okay? Or what do other people call you? So I have a dedicated sock cam. If you ever want to see my socks of the day, type in ! socks and I'll show you my socks. So Derek, are you a perfect? Good. I'm glad. Thank you. Welcome to the channel. You got a really awesome community, good community of people. Most of the people in my channel are also streamers. Amazing streamers. So are you a flight sim fan? I appreciate the follow. And so what I'm doing, I started out in Alabama. I think it was Montgomery. Wasn't it Montgomery? No, Tuscaloosa. I was in Tuscaloosa, Alabama in the United States. And I'm flying to, looks like Hattiesburg in Mississippi. I've kind of made my own coast to coast United States flight plan. Oh, sweet, Derek. That's amazing. I was at that point probably 30 years ago, and the flight instructor I had, anyways, I got sick as a dog flying the plane because he kind of had me do some extreme stuff. And I'm easily motion sick. I get motion sickness easy, so I was really glad to find this game because I love flying. I love it. But that's pretty cool. So go for it. Go for it. I'm told that this is a very good game to, or not game, a very good sim to kind of get the general, you know, feel of flying a plane. And Hannah, thank you for saying that you love my background lights. I love them too. They can do all sorts of different things. I've just got them doing random patterns right now. Okay, cool. So I am super new. I'm still learning myself, Derek. I've had this for maybe 2 weeks after watching a couple streamer friends of mine play it. I knew I had to get it, and I am addicted. I'm not sure how many hours I have in it. I know I haven't reached 50 hours yet, but I've got to be knocking on that door. If you have not already got it, rather than use the navigation map that's in game, rather than use this VFR map, which is good, but it doesn't show you, like, you can't build flight paths and stuff. I recommend this one. It's called Little Nav Map. What's really amazing about this this navigation map is that it shows you the different all the different airports, their airspace, all sorts. There's anything you can want in a navigational map, it gives you. Oh, that's okay. So for today's stream, my first departure was Tuscaloosa Regional in Alabama. But I'm actually doing a coast to coast United States tour. And so I started out at Myrtle Beach International Airport in South Carolina on the East Coast. So this is my 5th or 6th leg of the tour. I don't really have anything scenic until we get into Texas, and then I've planned a couple things kind of scenic looking, but I've said it many times, I could just sit here with this view for hours, and I love it. The last airport for West Coast, let me take a look real quick. I've got several along the West Coast because I want to kind of fly the California coast. So I've got, not sure what this is. So there's LAX. in Los Angeles. I can't remember what this one is. Shoot. And then San Francisco, I think, is SNS. So I'm just kind of gonna fly up the California coast, then fly over, I don't remember why I picked this airport, and then go over to Vegas. Right here, go over to Vegas, Salt Lake City, Colorado Springs, and then kind of head up north a little bit, and then fly back to my home airport, actually. Which is very, very close to where I live. Oh, another thing, Derek, about little nav map is you can actually see live air traffic. So as you're flying, you see live air traffic as well as other sim players too. Thank you. I just kind of made it up myself. I know that there's routes that you can download from online, you know, that other people have made, but I just kind of wanted to do my own, make it mine. So there's not a whole lot to see at this point, but once I get into Texas, I've planned to go to San Antonio, and I love San Antonio.
Going to 120.5 Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra.
Just handing me off from regional airport to regional.
3,200 feet.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra McCain approach altimeter 29.9 continue as planned.
Okay, wait a minute. Is the route uploaded to the flight computer in any way? No. So it's not uploaded to the computer on the aircraft. Now, I don't, if Kung Fu Kangaroo is still here, he might can answer if there's a way, if your aircraft has built-in GPS, can you upload the little nav map into it? Yes, that's correct, Derek. So Sean, why do I love it? Why do I love what, Sean? I'm sorry. Why do I love flying, or why do I love this game? Oh, you mean why do I love little nav map? Oh, why do I love San Antonio? I'm sorry. I've talked about so much stuff. So I've been to several places around the country. I had the privilege while I was service manager at a Chevrolet dealership to be a part of a group of other service managers at dealers from around the country. And 3 times a year we would travel to a different spot, and we'd all meet together and share ideas and stuff. So one of the places we met at was San Antonio, and I just not that I had an opportunity to spend a lot of time there, but I was there 4 days, I think. There's a place called the Alamo there. It's got a ton of history, United States history to it. And the hotel I stayed at was directly across the street from the Alamo. I could see it from my hotel room, and I was able to tour it. Just a ton of history there. There's also a thing called the River Walk, and it's a man-made channel. Yeah, there you go, the Alamo. So you've heard of it. There's a channel that's man-made that you can do riverboat tours of. Just a ton of history there, and I'm kind of a history buff in a way. I hated history when I was in school, and I kind of hate that I hated it then. but it was just a beautiful place. The parts of San Antonio I saw were just beautiful. Got some farmland. I thought that might be that could be a golf course, but I'm not 100% sure. Could just be some farmland. It's too square right there for that to be a golf course. Too square. That kind of led me to believe it could be, but I think it's just crops. So that's what I love about the Alamo. I can't say there was anywhere that I really hated visiting. I'd been to Las Vegas 3 times. And that's Las Vegas is just kind of a different place. I do recommend going if you've ever had the opportunity. If you ever get the opportunity to visit Vegas and visit the Strip and just walk through the casinos. I didn't gamble a penny. In the 3 times I was there, I never gambled a penny. But oh my gosh, the money they have spent on those hotels and casinos is freaking crazy. Getting into some hilly areas here. I'm gonna go ahead and get the airport pulled up. Let's see, nearest airport list. This is KPIB. I might be too far away from it for it to pull up here. Yeah, I guess I'm too far away from it to catch it on the radio right now. Oh, Sean, if you ever do, let me know. So here's another sim player that's showing up on my little nav map. They are flying a twin engine Asobo 02. They're at 37,000 feet. So there's no chance of us colliding, even though it looks like we could. I'm at 3,100 feet. He's at 37,000 feet. So no danger. If we were close enough, I could actually look and see them. It'll give me their name. Let's see here. So they're to my right. They're over this way, but they're too far away for it to show up with their name and what aircraft. I've got another one coming up from the other direction, about right here. We go head back to the cockpit view. You're addicted to Marvel? Oh my gosh, it's so easy to get addicted to Marvel. They're such well-made movies. No, you can't crash with others. Once you land, there's also some cars on the ground, and you can't crash into them. But you can crash into objects on the ground. But the cars, if you see a car coming at you, it's never told me I've crashed by hitting a car. So you can crash the plane, but you can't crash into other planes. I've got to start watching the What If. I've seen those advertised, but I'm not sure what it's about. And see, I haven't started watching Loki yet either. There's this thing called Microsoft Flight Sim that's kind of taking up all my spare time. So I'm not really watching TV. Okay, let me show you something really cool. So this plane right here is another sim player, the one that's right on top of me. This one is our in real life plane. This is a real life plane that's flying from, I don't recognize those airport call signs, I'm sorry. They must have just taken off because they're only at 4,000 feet. And then this plane, this is another sim player here, but this is a real aircraft. Wait a minute, am I wrong about that? Hang on. I am wrong about that. This is another sim player. My bad. I haven't heard of Stardew. My goodness, I'm so far behind. So far behind on TV shows. All right, I'm going to pull my nav map back over one more time and show you. So this is the runway 18, which stands for, you put a 0 on the end of it, which is compass heading 180. So I'm going to be coming straight down directly south into this airport. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to fly in the same heading I'm going until I hit about right here, and then I'm just going to straighten it up and fly straight in. Now my landings are super crazy. I get kind of nervous, and again, it's hard to do this with just the thumb joystick. So y'all hold on for a rough landing once I get to that point. Be sure you buckle up and put your trays in the upright position, your seats in the upright position, and stow all loose valuables away. I didn't realize my iTunes kept on showing y'all what songs popping up. Need to fix it so it doesn't do that. I love the Marvel movies. They are so amazing. And again, not a whole lot to see here, just a bunch of rural America. That's quite possibly a chicken farm right there. Those 3 buildings in a row. That's what the chicken farms around here look like. This is the most sim players I've ever seen in this game. Hey Kent, what's going on, man? How are you? Good Wednesday evening to you, friend. Let's see here. So, Hannah, can you give Kent Zone Star a shout out, please? I'm doing fantastic. Thank you, Kent. Doing really well. Thank you. Thank you, Hannah, for shouting out Kent. Y'all go check out Kent. Kent's an amazing streamer also. Been around a while. We've been friends for a little while. I guess as long as I've been streaming, I've known you. Oh, police simulator. Heck yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy. I love the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. Black Widow, heck yeah. Black Widow's a good one. And Doctor Strange, yeah. I don't know those would be my top three, but hey, those are amazing movies. I'll have to check that one out, Kent. I didn't realize that there were so many sim games out there until I got this. And then of course I got suggestions for other sim games. I was actually looking at I think it's called Auto Mechanic Sim, because that's my background, is working on cars. But it looks like it'd be so dang complicated. It'd be too much like work for me. Is it? Do people stream that one? Oh, are you serious? So people do stream it. And see, when I saw it, I started to go ahead and stream it. I started to go ahead and search it and watch some people streaming it, but I said, nah, there probably aren't people streaming that one. I'll have to check it out then. Thank you. This game is extremely relaxing for me. I love this thing. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start dropping in altitude just a little bit, because we're coming up. Still got a little ways to go, but I'm coming up on the airport that I'm going to be landing at and then ending my stream. Let's see if I can find this airport on my list now. It is KPIB. Why is KPIB not showing on my list? Oh well, I'll come back to it once I get a little bit closer, because there are a ton of airports in this area, and I have a feeling this may be kind of a small airport. That may be why it's not showing up yet. You also love Thor, but not just because of the actor. Yeah, right.
Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra contact Memphis Center on 125.975. Good day.
Going to 125.975 Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra.
All right, so they
Memphis
have
Center, Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra 3,100 feet.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra Memphis Center altimeter 29.902 continue as planned.
What's happening right now, this talking back and forth, the best I understand anyways, to the best of my knowledge, is the regional flight centers are handing me off from one to the other. So I have requested a flight following. See where it says cancel flight following? I have requested that my plane be followed in the event of an emergency, or I don't know why I requested it, but I did. So it's just the different regional air control, air traffic, just handing me off from one station to the next, basically. And then once I get close to the airport, I'm going to radio into them, tell them my intent to land. They'll tell me which runway to land at, which I hope is 180. So Derek, I probably should keep tabs on fuel, but I don't. The cool thing is I ran out of fuel yesterday, and all I had to do was I refueled in the air. Basically, you just drag this over. Not ideal though, because of course, in real life, you're not going to refuel a Cessna in the air. So I try to keep my flight path between airports long enough where I don't have to be concerned about fuel running out. But yes, to answer your question, yesterday, how I ran out of fuel was I paused the game, which I thought would pause the aircraft, and it does. It pauses the aircraft in the air. Unbeknownst to me, I mean, I knew the engine, so like, watch, when I hit pause, it pauses the aircraft from moving, but the plane's still running. Unbeknownst to me,
40 is passing 12,900 feet, descending 10,000 feet.
Unbeknownst to me, it still uses.
40 Memphis center altimeter 29.9 continue as planned.
Okay, sorry about that. Unbeknownst to me, even though it's on pause, the aircraft's still using fuel. So I paused it to go eat, and I talked to my wife for like an hour and a half, and I came back, and within 15 minutes, the engine started sputtering, and I looked, and I was out. So I just refueled in the air. All right, so I'm getting close enough to the airport now where I'm going to go ahead and line up to the runway. Hoping I can land at runway 118. Excuse me, 18. Oh my gosh, I'm getting tired. Runway 18, which is compass heading 180. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, straighten up just a little bit. We still got a little ways to go.
Memphis Center Southwest 778 is at flight level 370, descending 10,000 feet. Southwest 778 Memphis Center, continue as planned.
All right, let's see here. I'm going to see if I can find the airport on my list again. So it is Hattiesburg, KPIB. Of course, I can land at any airport that I want to. There it is. But this is the one I chose on my flight path.
Kilo Papa India Bravo automated weather observation 1900 Zulu. Wind 271 Visibility 9er. Sky condition clear.
Okay, Sean, thank you so much for being here, dude. I appreciate it. Always good to see you, friend. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you on one of your streams soon. Have a good night. Good night, friend. All my family has been fantastic, Hannah. I asked Tam the OG when she was going to stream again, if she was going to stream this week. Her kids are on, so we have year-round school that just started where we live. So the kids are on their 2-week break right now between 9-week semesters. And she said she's just going to enjoy the time with them and take time off streaming, enjoying time with them. So hopefully she'll be back next week or the week after. I don't know. I can't remember how long the kids have been out. All right, so we're getting a little bit closer. Let me show you my nav map. Thigpen Field is right here. So you can kind of reference, there we are, and then there's Thigpen Field right there. Where I'm planning on landing is right here. So I need to scoot over this way a little bit more, and then I can just go direct in at 180. Yeah, family time is definitely important, and I'm glad that she's taking this week to spend the time with the kids. All right, I'm going to select the runway for landing. I'm going to land at runway 18. Thank you for letting me select.
Kilo Papa India Bravo, traffic Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra 41 miles north, 2,900 feet inbound to land runway 18.
All right, I'm going to leave my air traffic control communication box pulled up for now until I land. I am going to go to the right just a little bit, just because I'm trying to line up to that runway. And you may be wondering what all this is: upwind, crosswind, downwind, base leg. This all has to do with flight patterns. When you're approaching an airport, depending on which runway they want you to land at, which depends on wind direction, you can either fly straight in, or you have to fly a pattern around the runway that you're going to fly in. And that's where the upwind, crosswind, downwind, and then base leg come in. So you're just telling the airport, hey, I'm on my base leg. I can't remember which one comes first and which one's last, so forgive me. But you just tell them, which leg of the landing you're on, so that they can route traffic around you, or route you around other traffic. And then if you miss and you need to go around again to make another attempt, you tell the ATC, air traffic control, hey, I'm gonna make another attempt at landing. But yeah, my intent though is just to fly straight in. Unless air traffic control comes on and says, hey, you need to land runway 36, then I'll have to do a fly around. Still a good little piece out. Getting close enough though where I'm wanting to get lined up. So here we are. Here's the runway. So you can see I'm slowly getting over there. About the time I get to this must be a count as some, I guess that's the lat lawn. No, it's not either. I don't know what that, unless that's a county dividing line, that little dotted line. Once I get just beyond it, then I'll go ahead and turn left to a southerly heading and get lined up for that runway. And you'll see that my landing is not going to be pretty. I'm gonna try to squeeze in a stream tomorrow morning for the next leg of our flight, which will be, I think, into New Orleans. Not sure what time I'll get started. I would assume usually around 9 or 10 for an hour and a half, 2 hours. Once we, yeah, thank you. And then Friday, I'm going to try to stream. No, I'm not going to be able to stream Friday. Me and my wife are both off work Friday, so we're going to have some Scruff and Mrs. Scruff time. And then Saturday, I've actually got to work half a day, so I won't be streaming Saturday, unfortunately. So tomorrow will be it for the week, unless I squeeze one in one night. All right, let's see here. I'm sure I'm boring y'all to death. Just watching the gauges. It's almost time for me to turn to the left and get lined up. So if you look at the if you look at this, wait a minute. Dang it, I don't want to. There. You look at this instrument, this is basically a compass rose. It's basically a compass. And so what I'm going to be doing, this is runway 18 that I'm going to be landing at. This is heading 15, heading 21. And then this right here will be 18 or 180 degrees on a compass. So the runways are the same setup as a compass. Yeah, it is. It's really cool that it's real time. And I really enjoy that because it's just like flying. You don't really miss anything. Go to the external view really quick because I'm fixing to have to make a left-hand turn. Yeah, I need to do that right now. Go back to my cockpit view and go ahead and turn left. I'm going to go ahead and pull up my nav map so y'all can see it as I turn. So this is pretty amazing that a little nav map is integrated into Microsoft Flight Sim so much that, I mean, what you do in the game changes the nav map too. All right, so now I've got a direct heading into the airport. And once we look at the compass, it should be an exact south heading if we look at the compass in the aircraft. And you can see that it's pretty much dead south. And we'll just continue on this heading until we see the airport and the runway. Oh, another really cool thing is it actually gives you the wind direction and wind speed too. So these degrees, again, this is a compass. So the wind's out of 260 something degrees of if we had a compass here. A circle is 360 degrees. So you have anything from 1 degree to 360 degrees, and the wind's out of pretty much the west, 275, 270 at 2 knots. So ideally you want to land into the wind, but since this airport is north, this runway is north-south, it really doesn't matter which runway I land in, that I fly into. All right, you can see I'm drifting just a little bit eastward, so I'm going to try to bring that back to where I'm in a back to a southerly heading again. I'm going to try to make this my best landing ever. Oh, by the way, my podcast, all my episodes have been deleted, not by choice, but the podcast hosting that I use, Buzzsprout, unless you pay them monthly, they delete your podcast after a certain period of time. I just don't have time to continue with my podcast, so I need to delete that message. So I don't think any of my podcasts are still out there. Unfortunately. All right, I'm going to slowly start bringing the altitude down a little bit. Oh, thank you, Hannah. I had even picked out one that I was going to do for episode 3, my second crime one, but I've got so many things on my plate, or I had so many things on my plate, that I just had to make other things a priority. It was $12 a month to keep the podcast, indefinitely. And if I was to have kept on with my podcast, I was gonna, continue that. but with just 2 podcasts to continually pay $12 a month just to have them on there indefinitely, it just wasn't feasible. So maybe one day. So when I drifted to the east just a little bit, it actually put me off course, just slightly. So now I'm gonna go back to the west just a touch, and now bring myself back to that direct 180 position. There we go. So if I'm not mistaken, this is the airport that I'm going to land at. And if you look really close, you can kind of see a flashing light right there. I don't know if you can see that on stream. I can see it. That's actually the runway lights. So in real life as a pilot, you can actually see the runway lights this far off. We are, I'm not sure how many miles away we are. 10, 20, probably 20 to 25 Newton meters. No, is that Newton meters? Nautical Newton. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I'm such a noob. Nautical miles. I said Newton meters. So I was a technician for a long time, and Newton meters is a torque reading. Yeah, sorry about that. I just embarrassed the heck out of myself. Thank you, chat, for not laughing me off stream after saying that. Well, good. Thank you, makes me feel much better. Getting on in there. I actually need to slide to the right just a little bit again. So I'm gonna go back to the west just slightly. Just trying to line up with this runway way ahead of time. Head back in a southerly direction. Dang it, I'm still. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna make a pretty intense turn here. Not intense, but trying to get lined up. And then I'll announce my position, which will tell us how far away we are. Here we go.
Papa India Bravo traffic Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra 19 miles north 2,200 feet inbound to land runway 18.
Okay, so I was waiting to hear a response from them. We're 19 miles away. You can see that I've lost some altitude. There's a what looks to be a chicken farm to me. So we're not as high as we were. We're at 3,000 feet. We're at 2,200 feet now. I've got it set to where it's slowly losing altitude. And I'm still off to the left of that runway.
Papa India Bravo traffic Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra 17 miles north 2,100 feet inbound to land runway 18.
All right, so we are 17 miles away now. Now the tricky part about altitude when you're in an airplane is your altimeter is based off of MSL, which is mean sea level. So 0 is sea level. Now, since we're not here at the ocean on the coast, right now I am showing that I am 2,100 feet. That's not a true 2,100 feet AGL above ground level. So I'm not 2,100 feet above the ground. I'm 2,100 feet above sea level. So if I was to be mistaken in thinking that that is above ground level, I would crash. So you got to keep in mind that that is mean sea level. So 0 is sea level. So I am 2,100 feet above sea level. I actually forgot that on one of my first flights, and it was a night flight, and all of a sudden I'm seeing trees around me. So this airport, I'll show you real quick, I've got time. This airport is 296 feet above sea level. So that means at when my altimeter is showing 300 feet, I'm crashing. So I just got to keep that in mind, that I'm 296, almost 300 feet lower than what the altimeter is actually showing. My plane keeps on drifting to the left of this airport. Let's find out how close we are now.
Kilo Papa India
13
Bravo
miles.
traffic Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra 13 miles north 2,000 feet inbound to land runway 18.
All right, so even though we're 2,000 feet altitude, we're actually only 1,700 feet from the ground. I'm gonna zig around. All right, trying to get lined up. We're getting there, people. We're getting there. It's going to be a rough landing, I promise you. If Scruff is landing the plane, it's going to be a rough landing. It's at this point that I would probably say go ahead and get buckled up, stow all of your belongings, seat in the upright position, and probably go ahead and assume the crash position, because my landings are extremely rough and hit and miss as to whether it's going to be a crash or not. Good news is the aircraft mechanics love me because they've had to replace my landing gear I don't know how many times. Just joking, but in real life my landing gear would be totally destroyed. You can really see the runway flashing now. The lights kind of articulate down the runway, so they're constantly, they're constantly moving, showing you the down runway position.
Kilo Papa India Bravo
10 miles
traffic
away.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra 10 miles north, 1,900 feet inbound to land runway 18.
Go ahead and get lined up now. All right, so now we are heading dead south. I really like one of the many things I like about little nav map is this green area that lets you know that you're, you know, within the, you're in the right range of getting close to being able to land on the runway. Helps you know that you're lined up. So I'm lined up pretty well for a change. Probably the first time I've dead centered it. And I'm almost ready to, I want to see what this does. Almost ready to extend my flaps, which if I'm not mistaken extends these flaps right here to help slow the plane down. So let me go ahead and extend them. Yes. So you can see it actually extends the inside flaps, and that's going to help start slowing the plane down. It's like air brakes. You can see my altitude is gaining to begin with because it does point the nose up, and then it's going to start losing altitude because the nose is going to come back down. Oh no, Hannah, when was that? I totally missed it, but I did see one of the games that I've been dying for over a year now. Silk Song. I know it wasn't announced in Nintendo Direct, but there was a leak that it might be coming out in February, and that makes me happy. Oh, it was last week and there's a new Kirby game? Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to watch it. There haven't really been any games that I've been excited about for a while. Okay, so you hear the beeping? You see the blue dot? That means there's another aircraft close by. That's basically my my crash warning. Okay, so I'm back, trying to get lined up with this daggum runway. I am horrible to be too far left of runways. I'll have to try to watch that tomorrow. I'll have some time once I get to the office to be able to check that out. And you know what? I guess it's the wind that's kind of pushing me. It's pushing me left. Hadn't thought of that. Okay, I need to slow on down. I've got my flaps extended. That's a good thing. Need to bring my airspeed down a little bit, bring the nose up. So you can hear the engine slowing down. Bring my engine speed on down some. So ground level is 300 feet. So I'm still kind of high up in the air. I need to come on down. So now you can really see those runway lights just kind of pointing me, you know, hey, here's the runway, here's the runway, here's the runway. I'm gonna announce on final.
Kilo Papa India Bravo traffic Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra is on final runway 18 to land.
Final approach. And as always, I get the airspeed too high message. I am horrible about coming in on airports way too hot, and this is no exception. So I'm still 1,000 feet up, and I need to be way lower than that. I'll go ahead and bring my engine to just about idle. And here I go again, left of runway. Try to get this thing lined up. Now remember, my altimeter right now, I'm showing 900 feet, but it's really 600 feet. So once I hit 300, I should be 300 feet should be ground level. All right. Thought I already extended my flaps. There we go. That helped. All right, here we go. It's gonna be a rough landing. Still left of center like always. Try to tilt the nose up so my back landing gear hits first. There we go. Ah, that's probably one of my best landings, actually. Whew. We are on the ground. Thank the Lord. All right, now I'm going to taxi. See if I can find some fuel. Taxi up to the fuel and go ahead and gas up. Get ready for hopefully tomorrow morning stream. Come on, plane. Is the brake on? I didn't set the brake. Uh-oh. I'm gonna try to land. Yeah. There we go. I was gonna try to take off as quick as I was going, but I didn't realize I set the brake. Alright, we're gonna taxi to try to find some fuel, and then I'll gas up, shut the plane off, and find someone to raid. I have gone four-wheeling many times in my airplane across the grass over there to the left. Yeah, Hannah, that would be amazing. Thank you. Appreciate that. Right now I don't have Twitch up. I usually keep Twitch up so I can see which of my friends is streaming, but oh my gosh, are you serious? Misery Architect. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for this raid. I am hang on just a minute. Let me pause this. There we go. Misery Architects, thank you so much for the raid. Tigress Lily, how are you? Welcome, welcome. I am Scruffy Tam, a longtime gamer. Been streaming for a little over a year. I am a super noob to Microsoft Flight Sim. And you actually just caught me when I was fixing to end stream. No, I have crashed many times. Misery Architect, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. I appreciate it so freaking much. I just landed my last leg of the trip. Well, not my last leg of the trip, but my last leg of the night. Just landed, and was fixing to raid somebody. So I'm sorry, but thank you so much for the raid. Let me go ahead and find some fuel and get gassed up. And then we'll find someone to raid. But how was your stream? What were you playing? Oh, y'all were playing Red Dead Redemption? Sweet. Are you a Microsoft Flight Sim? Microflight. Easy for me to say, it's late. A Microsoft Flight Sim player.
Kilo Papa India Bravo traffic Skywest 51388 miles north inbound ILS runway 18.
Okay, get rolling, get rolling. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. My park brake is not on. What's up with this? Why am I not rolling? Hey, no problem. Welcome to my stream. Thank you so much. Thank you for so much for coming along with the raid. I am fantastic. Thank you. Thank you for the follows earlier too, by the way, guys. Why is my plane not moving? My park brake is not on and I am like wide open. Am I stuck on something? What is going on? Yeah, so Misery Architect just raided me right when I was fixing to end stream. Yeah, I'm not stuck on anything. What's up with this? Well, this is weird. Okay. Well, I guess I'll just have to stop right here and I'll just gas up before I take off next time.